When you draft somebody with the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft, you want them to be a game changer. Someone with the ability to change your entire franchise. And usually, those players are box office like a Magic Johnson or a Zion Williamson. They're extremely talented. They have a unique skill set. And most importantly, they have the potential to be one of the best. And after describing all of that, how could anyone other than Lamelo Ball be the #1 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft? But let's talk about it. Alright, so what is good, YouTube? It's your boy LegendaryEA. We are back here for another video, and today we're going to be talking about Lamelo Ball. Now, of course, I've done so many videos on other prospects, so make sure to go ahead and check out all of those videos. I'll make sure to actually go ahead and, put a card in the top right hand corner. And as you know, if you guys like videos like this, make sure to go ahead and spam that like button, drop a like on this video, and of course subscribe for more basketball content like this one. And tell me what you guys think about Melo in the comment section below. I want to hear all of it. As with all of my videos, I'm really just doing it to start a discussion, and I'm really just trying to see what you guys think about it. But anyways, guys, today we're going to be talking about why Lamelo Ball should easily be the #1 pick in this year's draft. Last year, before Melo was getting any kind of hype, and he wasn't even projected as a top 20 player in the 2020 NBA draft. Like, I'm pretty sure they had him around like 22, and he was not even top 20 on the ESPN 100. Some mocks even had him going late first round, second round. But during that time, I actually dropped this video. It actually blew up, but I was talking about why Lamelo is gonna end up being a top 3 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. And a lot of the comments were like calling me wrong. They were hating, they were calling him overrated. And the case I made nearly a year ago looks very, very accurate right now. The 2020 NBA draft has been very, very weak because many of the contenders other than Lamelo, no one really knows all that much about. James Wiseman played like 1 or 2 games at Memphis. Anthony Edwards was great, but let's be honest, a lot of people still don't really know his game. Obi Toppin, player of the year, the exact same thing. Now look, I'm actually somebody who's actually a fan of this year's draft, but when you compare it to LaMelo's resume and potential, it's honestly not even all that close. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that he's actually achieved before we get to his overall skill set. LaMelo today has honestly faced a lot of better competition than some of the other prospects in comp for the #1 overall pick. Like I said before, James Wiseman played like 1 game. He went overseas at 16, starting in Lithuania, and he obviously struggled, but during that time, it was very clear to me that somebody at this age playing against this competition is better than playing at Chino Hills in high school. But after that, he comes back to the US, he dominates at Spire, and literally comes back with a completely revamped game. He turns into a crazy playmaker because as we saw him at Chino Hills and even a little bit in Lithuania, boy was just a straight bucket. Boy would shoot every single shot possible. He pulls up to Spire, turns into an amazing playmaker, gets taller, and things just get a whole lot easier. Then he takes his talents overseas to the NBL and plays in Australia and literally creates a new path for high school players. Before Melo, normally when American born players went overseas, their draft stocks plummeted because of the physicality and the toughness of the new competition, and it's just so difficult from that transition. This was a pathway that normally set a lot of prospects back. However, for Melo, his draft stock shot up the board from being a late first round pick to potentially being the #1 overall pick. Just in that time, from dominating the NBL and finishing it off, taking home their Rookie of the Year award. So yeah, he's also played a more tough schedule than a lot of these other players. The only player really comparable probably would be Denny. So now let's talk about Melo in his game. Currently, he's listed at 6'7", 180 pounds, and is one of the most creative playmakers that we've seen in the draft the last few seasons. He has a really good handle, he's a really good finisher at the rim, he can play the passing lanes, and most importantly, he's just a straight up bucket. During his time playing for the Hawks, he averaged 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals per game. So I've obviously listed out some of his strengths, but let's also make a list of some of his weaknesses. His poor shooting percentage. That's something that I definitely think will improve once he transitions into the NBA and is actually fit into a system that fits him. Another thing that can also be a concern is the same thing that we said about Lonzo coming out of UCLA. His perimeter defense is questionable, but who knows, just as his brother, he could turn into a really solid defender as well. Regardless, many of his weaknesses are something that I feel can be worked on. His jump shot isn't terrible. All of his weaknesses that he currently has can all be worked on. He already has an insane work ethic. He has all of the intangibles and literally everything it takes to be a superstar in the NBA. He already has the fame. He has notoriety. He's on the verge of being the face of Puma. The dude is completely changing the game, literally so much that the NBA saw him go overseas and they said, hold up, we're not going to let them go to college. We're not going to let them go overseas either. Let's make it reasonable for players like Jalen Green to come and play in our G League. At the end of the day, the dude is super talented, and most importantly, you can't name anybody in this draft with as much potential as him. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, guys, that's why I think LaMelo should easily be the #1 overall pick. I didn't want to make this video too long. Before I actually leave, I do want to name some of the teams that should be targeting him and the #1 overall pick if possible. Those teams are the Knicks, Timberwolves, Pistons, Suns, and the Bulls. All of them are in need of a guard like him. And yes, I know that the Timberwolves have D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo can play shooting guard. He's played it multiple times in his career. And the playmaking between both of them with Towns could actually be very, very lethal. The same thing goes with Chicago. I know that last year they drafted Kobe White, but the jury is still out on how good he can actually be in the starting lineup. So those are some of the teams that I think could definitely benefit from bringing him in. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below how good you guys think LaMelo is and where do you guys believe he goes in the NBA draft. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. As always, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and share this video. Even tweet it at Melo. But anyways, guys, I am out. Peace, y'all.